Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It's Tutorial Man. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build a simple mob farm. There's two variants to this farm. There's one where the zombies or skeletons, depending on which one you have, can become one hit, or just a normal traditional one that does not have any of that. I'm going to show you the more complex one. However, I will show you the simpler one in amongst the more complex, as you just simply missed out a few steps on them when it comes to building the farms. So for starters, you need this mob spawner has to be a zombie or skeleton. It does not matter what Y level, where it is, it just has to be a zombie or skeleton. So then you see these chests are here. We don't actually need them. We can just get rid of everything. So I'm going to show you what's in this chest. So this is the more complex farm. These are just all optional. These are just sort of stuff when you build a mob farm you're going to want when you come to enchantment. If you want to build a more simpler farm, you do not need kelp, soul sand, dirt. You need 2 out of the 3 water buckets. You still need these for the collection system. You still need these 2. So for one, to stop mobs from spawning on top of the monster spawner, and so mobs are unable to hit you when you are in the actual farm itself, grinding them. You will not need this oak fence, you will not need the cobblestone wall, you will not need some oak signs, and this simply stone is just a decoration block, so to make it so it's all one block and it actually looks quite nice. You will need a pickaxe for this farm, purely because you have to mine out a bunch of blocks, and if they're not necessarily done, then it doesn't really go that well, because you'll be here for quite some time mining with your fist. So for starters, we're going to build the first part of this farm. This should be everything that you will need. So if we get into it, so first, as you see, it's a regular. Although for the first time, this monster farm that I've ever seen is the same amount of blocks this way and this way. Very rare. So for starters, if we mine out this outer wall, so it's a distance of 4 blocks from the monster spawner. It does take some time. However, do feel free to pause in between so you're able to keep up. However, I will be going a lot quicker if I'm creative. This farm is mainly meant, or isn't mainly, but can be used on both Bedrock and Java editions, so feel free to use it wherever. But the rates on this farm do vary. If you're on Java, eventually you'll get entity cramming. On Bedrock, there isn't no such thing, so you can pretty much sit there for about an hour and then watch your game lag. So once you've got this 4 wide in each corner, you want to go down by 4. So down by 4. No, I'm not going to do that. I was going to blow up massive sections because you can use TNT to mine. However, that does take a fair bit longer. You have to be careful. The reason there's torches on that mob spawner, so whilst building the farm, zombies or skeletons are not spawning in, so you will not want them whilst building. I'm just going to fill that in, just so you guys know what space you need. So if you do want to test farms, if like you're unsure whether they'll work or not, oh diamonds, please just go into a creative world and just check them first. So yes, it may take half an hour of building them, however, it saves you at least spending half an hour of your life testing that it works, so then you can build it. But if you test it where it doesn't work, then you've just wasted a fair bit of time of your life, and that's going to be pretty pointless. It will not work. Let's get diamonds there. Still going down a bit more. I'm just going to get deep slate just so it looks all the same. It doesn't have to be all the same. As if you will not see this part unless if you put tinted glass. But just because it makes it look a lot more nicer. So this lava is going to be a bit annoying. However, I will fix that in just a moment. So once, yep, there you go. So once you have got this to being a fairly large room, we place these here. So once you've made it so it looks like a box, you're going to, obviously I should have said this before, however, I should delete my time. You will want to place this slab here, so no monsters can spawn. Give me a second to grab all blocks again. So we will need, what's in here? Oh, I've lost everything. What do I have? Give me a moment, guys. Press the wrong button. So if the reason you have 15 kelp is because you need to make water sources full blocks rather than maybe non-full blocks. The non-full blocks, you're not going to get an efficient stream, so it won't work. I believe this was everything that I had, minus the water. Yeah. So once you've got that room, you can pick out any four corners. It doesn't matter. So as I know lava is here, I'm going to go this way. So you simply want to place water like that. And as you can see, it has made this triangle shape. For now, we're not going to break. We're going to break. Oh no, we are going to break the blocks up to the corner. However, we're not going to break any more, as you want to build the next part of the farm. So this is where the farms change. So where you have a simple and more complex. If you just want a simple one, you just want to break these two blocks or this block, and then head down, and then you can spawn in your monster spawners there, and they'll fall into it, and they'll drop down there, and then you just simply make a killing chamber, which I'll show later on in the video. So the more complex one, you're going to want to dig out 3 down. You're going to want to break this. You want to have this bit here, so when they flow in, they go up, they get pushed up onto this block. So if I was to demonstrate it, as you can see, they get pushed up. So you can have this block, but I would suggest have this block so they can flow down into it and then get pushed up. So then, as you see, if I was to place water like that, this happens, which is not what you want, because then it's going to push the zombies back. You're going to want to place 2 signs on here. You can write anything on them, they just can be blank, left alone. As you can see, water will not flow down. So the next part of the farm is to get rid of this block now, because you need to make it so all the water are full blocks. So for some reason, when kelp's on soul sand, you can't place it, but when it's in water on dirt, you can. So that's why I would recommend to have 1 dirt block so you can place it. So next, you want to go up 15 blocks. So these are the first 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So once you've done that, place water at the top, and then yourself back down. As you can see, the water's flowing down. However, if I was to place this soul sand, you can see there's no blast. This is where the dirt comes in useful. You can place 15, or the 15 kelp, and as you can see, they're now, all full blocks. So when you break it, or you can break the dirt block and then place soul sand, as you can see, it has now become a bubble column. I can walk into it, and I'll go up, like so. So this is where you can then sort of leave this part of the farm. You then want to break all these blocks now. As you can see, we've just found some lava. That's why I haven't gone that way. So as you can see, this is what the inside of the farm should look like. Just ignore how the walls look. They does not matter. So as you can see, these have now been made so it all flows into this block. So I can, for example, I could spawn here if I was a mob. I will gently glide down, and as you can see, I'm moving down, in, and up. So when more mobs will push each other in, go in, and then look, they've gone all the way up. So this is where you then want to go here. You will need few more signs, I just realised. Or just to stop, you'll need the one sign there, really. Then you can break this. And you just want to head down about 5 to 6 blocks, just so this farm's not intervened. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go down for 6 for just good measures. So then you're going to, you can use a sign or a gate. I'm using a gate just because it can be closed. So things like if you want to stop mobs from coming down, if you're changing something down there, you can stop it or just leave it open so they fall down. So then, to get the monsters down to 1 HP, so this is like one hit point, so when you're like 1 heart, for example, you can be 1 hit, you want to then go down 13 blocks. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It may vary, because I don't know the exact amount of damage that I need to, sorry, the amount of depth. I haven't built this farm in a while, so if we quickly just check. So what we can now do is just place that hopper there, because this then, where they'll land on, and then with this other slab that you'll have, you then will want to place it there, so monsters will spawn down here and they can't hit you. So then if we're to come back up and head back down, we are then able to get rid of all these torches carefully when you're in creative. There you go. So as you can see, monsters are now spawning. As you can see, they're going down, and then they're pushing each other in. On the board, they're going up here. They're then lowering down, and then down to here, pushing down. As you can see, there are still a few hits. I mean, well, that's with a fist. Sorry. If we just grab just an example, a stone or an iron sword, they are definitely more than 1 hit. Alright, so this farm is still testing. I'm still testing this farm. If we just head down. So if this should be coming down to 1 hit. I don't know why they're not. So just to sort of give you an overview of what the farm looks like. This is what the farm looks like. So as you can see, they're spawning. They're going up, going down, and then they're spawning here. If I come back here. So they come down to about 2 hits. So what we can do is just simply lower it down a few more. So you can alternate, you can change the height, so you can make it 1 hit or a few hits. So as you can see, it's still 2 hit. It's taken a fair bit of time. There you go. See, now they're all dropping down to 1 heart, which is what we wanted the first time. So I believe I'll fill this in, stop more monsters from spawning in unwanted places. As you can see, they do slowly start to regen health. So if we go into spectator again, as you can see, they've gone down. So if we go from up here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Around 14, 15 blocks again. Well, probably about 16, 17 actually. And then there, and falling down to about 1 heart. As you can see, this will happen when more monsters spawn, and because they always do in Bedrock, eventually they will land and push him in. But as I'm in spectator, no monsters spawning. So the way to like maximize the efficiency of this farm is you'd want to place torches all around here to basically stop other mobs from spawning. Let's come back in creative. He'll eventually walk in, and then yeah. So that is the entirety of the farm build. So as you can see, spawning, and he's still stuck down there. Look, gone down, and I realise where they're going, and they're now pushing each other in. We quickly jump back into spectator. As you can see, they go up, go down, and down, and then they come to here, and then that's been 1 and 2 hit on the sword. Actually, I think they need to go down to here. I believe. I don't know too much. I keep changing the height of this farm at the moment because they keep bugging me. you can see we're at bedrock level. This is a very low wipe on farm. Something you can now do, this is now purely decorative. As you know, not fully decorative yet. If you want to sort of build this, you want to have sort of just a simple chest here. Admin, we're really deep down, so a bit annoying. However, the way you can change that is just simply go up to here, which does fix it. But that is a problem when you have these farms. Sometimes it can become really deep, and then you can't have as big a storage as you might want to. You may have to implement stuff. So as you can see, nothing's coming down. So if you do want to build sort of like an AFK place, you just simply want to come through here, and eventually you'll find that's lava. So we're now right below the farm, as well as lava. You see, I said right below. I'm right next to it. This can happen at times. However, they eventually will just fix themselves. And no, that wasn't me pushing them. I can't push the spectator. So as you see, this is the most efficient farm at times. However, they're now down at 1 heart. If I show you how deep it is, just so you know. So here we went up 15 blocks. So from here it goes 16, 17, 18. So about 18 blocks down, and they've all fallen down to 1 heart. Or 1 hit from an iron sword. Oh, my mistake. Try to hit in the fist. So now I'm just going to show you purely decorative, as I'm sure some of you are interested in that part. So as you can see, it's pretty dark down here. I'm just going to show you basic decoratives because so many people have different ways they want to decorate. So simply, all you need to do is grab all of these items here. So these are now all been used up. As you can see, I can just move this space over here. This is just a simple king platform at the moment. And then I can place a block here. So I can then farm them. I can then come back down here. And then please dupe this torch. And then I can simply just come down here, build myself a fairly large room. So depending on what Y variant you have, you won't have to worry about bedrock. It's just where I built it. It's the first farm I found, so it's the first one that I'm basically using. Simply now, all we want to do, I'll do what I've just done. You want to just build a farm. As you can see, iron sword, it's only 24, so that's not going to do that. You want to then do them. As you can see, it goes up to level 30. And you can just constantly enchant as that is still sort of generally working. So then what you want to do is just place a grindstone there, an anvil, so for putting books together, up here, and then you can then place a few barrels there, place these 2 furnaces there, and then there, as you can see, we're done. Just add a few more for like books and storage and stuff. And yeah, what that is this entire farm sort of built like that. You can see they're not spawning down here. That's why you'll most likely need to come down here. It may just because the farm does vary in productivity. It just all sort of depends on where you are. As you can see, there are a few mobs spawning around here, so that is going to stop it for a little bit. However, just sort of simply being here, it does make it efficient. Sometimes what I usually would do is I will come here and just sort of make a little room, and I'll just dig down until I find sort of my room. I can't find now. That's a bit annoying. I'll just simply make myself a little door. There we go. Just turn left. As you can see, you're here seeing a sort of AFK little door. Not fly, but you can go up here and you can see if the mob farm's actually working or not. As you can see, it is. Simply, you just want the AFK here and just watch mobs come through, and eventually, when you're done, I don't know if I can change the tick rate. I'll make them spawn more faster. Faster than I. No, that's respawn radius. Over here is. It doesn't make them spawn any quicker. As you can see, if I was just grab a mob spawner, just for examples, here, and just spawn a bunch of them in. You can go AFK for who knows how long, and they'll all eventually just start racking themselves up. See, this is going to cause a bit of a black log. Simply, when it comes to that, and then grab your sword, pull down, you'll be in here, you'll be in here. Simply just walk down here, you hit your head, and you can make it more nicer and works. As you can see, they're all starting to backlog. You just simply kill them just out of standard level. So, the time I'm recording this, it's Easter, so happy Easter to all of you guys. Please make sure to like and subscribe, because I'm hoping to hit 50 subscribers soon, or in the near future, and hopefully start streaming on YouTube, so I can then sort of show you all more content live, and I can interact with you guys, so you can ask me to what tutorials you'd like me to build. But as you can see, it's working here. Whenever you get armor, just come in here, go to this grindstone, and disenchant it. But thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.